what's up guys? AJQuest here. I'm bringing you a fight review that's coming up in Bellator. Um, it's going to be a fight between a former UFC fighter, Ben Henderson, versus Andrey Koreshkov. Just off the bat, I'm pretty disappointed UFC let Ben Henderson, leave the organization like that after he beat Brandon Thatch, at 170 pounds. And clearly when you guys saw that weigh-in, definitely you could tell the size of Brandon Thatch, man. He was the bigger man, and you could just by watching the weigh-ins, and you just pretty much see Ben Henderson. He's a smaller guy, but definitely he beat Brandon Thatch, outstriked him, pretty much out wrestled him, and he submitted him. So I just don't understand what UFC didn't negotiate the contract, try to keep him. But anyways, I guess Ben Henderson did the right thing. Like what I said in this fight game, especially when you're doing MMA. You only have a limited amount of time before your career is over. But anyways, with Ben Henderson having all the experience, he was already the champ for WEC and the UFC for the 155-pound belt. He has the experience. He's gonna be fighting Andrey Koreshkov, who's 18-1. Out of those 18, he won 10 by knockout. So he has the hand power to potentially knock somebody out. But in this case, like I said, Koreshkov is a Russian fighter. He does Sambo. And if you guys are not too familiar with Sambo, that's a mixture of judo and also Roman Greco wrestling and a grappling. So pretty much that's a good fundamentals for MMA. I think Sambo fighters, they do really well. And you guys know who the Emperor is. I won't even have to say that name for you. If you guys been following MMA, you guys know who the Emperor is. I won't even have to explain that. But anyways, getting back to Ben Henderson. Ben Henderson is a well-rounded fighter. He has an excellent stand-up, excellent ground defense. Like I said, wherever Andrey Koreshkov want to take it, Ben Henderson has no problem, no issues whatsoever. You want to take it to the ground, no problem. You want to stay standing up, no problem. I'm just looking at experience-wise. To me, I think Koreshkov, in order for him to legitimize himself as a champ at 170 pounds, he needs to beat Ben Henderson. Like I said, Ben Henderson, size difference wise, I think to me physically, I think Ben Henderson's a bigger fighter. He's just 1 inch smaller because this guy's 6 foot tall, and Ben Henderson's, I think 5'9", 5'10", but pretty much we'll find out when the weigh-ins. But I think physically wise, and just by the body structure, I think Ben Henderson's a bigger fighter, body frame wise. But anyways, like what I said, Ben Henderson has the experience. He's a much better, well-rounded fighter than Koreshkov. I seen his last fight. I wasn't too impressed with it. I like to watch the replays of the last couple fights. Yeah, I think definitely hands down Ben Henderson was gonna take this belt from this guy, from Koreshkov. Definitely, just reason why I said the experience that Ben Henderson has. He beat the best of the best people in the business. I'll mention a couple names: Nate Diaz, Donald Cerrone, Frankie Edgar. The list could go on and on and on. And like I said, there's no such thing as an easy fight in the UFC, especially at Ben Henderson's level, where he had to fight, the cream of the crop, the top 5 ranking people. He defended his belt. So, like I said, it's pretty much, I look at it as Ben Henderson as the champion, and Andrey Koreshkov got to take that belt from him. That's how I look at it, personally, because, I think just the talent pool wise, I think UFC has the better talent. But like I said, don't get me wrong, I'm upset at UFC, not at Ben Henderson, because like what I said, he wanted to get paid, and UFC wasn't willing to negotiate his contract. So I guess Scott Croker picked him up, and that's the story. Money talks, right? So, but anyway, sad to see him go. But like I said, and in MMA, you only had a limited amount of time before your body starts deteriorating. So, you gotta try to make that as much money as you can and get paid top dollars for it. And in this case, that's what Ben Henderson did. But definitely, like what I said, hands down, Ben Henderson will take this belt away, and he'll be the champ for the 170 in Bellator. All right. Please, let me know what you guys think. Leave me your comment. You know, if you guys like watching these videos, please, you know, like and subscribe. And like always, thanks for watching.